Hello, everyone, and welcome to another installment of Double the Dice Presents Doom of Annihilation. Last session, we had we re-encountered the Flaming Fist, and the acolyte Henry was going to help Galadrimon's character Lila with the whole night hag thing going on. And a whole bunch of stuff happened to derail that. That probably could have been something that took 10 minutes to talk about, but instead we had a tiger that attacked poor Eugene, and then Lila saved them. The tiger ran away. Then Yenben frickin' smote the tiger in one round as it was running towards his compatriots. Oh, and we also met a prankster fairy dragon, which resulted in Mordai and John collaborating with the fairy dragon to then prank the Flaming Fist, involving a skinned tiger head landing in Lila's lap. Which, at this point, I'm fairly sure Lila's not aware that anyone else who is responsible for any of this. But in the morning, the fairy dragon, or in the previous night, the fairy dragon said that they would come back in the morning and be willing to answer 2 more questions for you. And I guess we will start with waking up. So in the morning, we just had a conversation with Henry and Lila where Henry disclosed that he didn't even have to cast a spell. The night hag didn't come for you this night, and we're not sure why. So, what's everybody doing this morning?
Basic camp stuff, I suppose. See what the weather's like. Drink water. Put on bug
Yes.
goop.
We can do our checklist. I think
wait for
let's do our
Spike to
checklist
show up.
when we're about to start travel. But if you guys want to just call for Spike, we can do that, or you can rendezvous with Lila first.
I don't know if we want to rendezvous with her while she's still with the group, and I assume Spike is going to come find us because we have no way to contact.
Yenben's still skirting the outside of their camp to eye on Lila in case shit goes sideways, but
Okay. So yeah, let's the Flaming Fist are getting ready to continue onward to Mesro. Do you guys want to continue traveling with them the way that you have been? After we discuss with the fairy dragon, of course.
Yeah, I think it would depend on Lila, I suppose. So they'll see if
Lila... I mean, Lila has plans, but she can't communicate them quite to you yet unless Handy makes his way back.
It is a little bit risky, but I could send Retithris.
Well,
Yeah.
Lila has Retithris, if I recall correctly.
She does not.
Oh no,
He's
really?
right here. And Retithris comes out.
He's right here.
You came back.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize.
didn't get left behind.
No.
Yeah, came back with Yenben. And then
My bun got missed. Anyways.
But I mean, we could send him back in there and see what Lila's up to.
I don't know. I want to poke Retithris. I don't know how sneaky that is.
I think it makes a big squelching sound. It's very soft skin.
When we
supposed to do that?
Well, it didn't when I had it on me, but I suppose now I guess it has a new texture.
Nice wording.
Thanks.
when
So
we
it has a decent dexterity, but it's not. It doesn't have proficiency in stealth or anything like that.
also when we ended last session, wasn't the Henry the Acolyte asking about Lila's group?
That's right. Because Lila did
Oh,
mention something about when she gets back to her group.
Yeah, that's what I've been having a panic attack about since we ended last session. So
Right, I forgot
that
about that.
seems a little more importanter. Or maybe
Yes.
I should have just let the DM forget that.
No, I appreciate the reminder. Our audience probably would have been disappointed because they want to see you guys get out of this.
Or get into it.
So, Lila,
Yeah.
Henry, and Sir Mount approach you and are basically interrogating you, trying to figure out what the deal is with this group you were getting back to.
Okay, so the first thing that I would like to do is I would like to cast Druidcraft.
Okay.
And my goal is to, with the Druidcraft, I want to create the sound of several small but noticeable branches cracking in the forest directly behind them.
Does Druidcraft do sound? I thought it was just a plant thing.
Yes. You can create an instantaneous, harmless sensory effect such as falling leaves, a puff of wind, or the sound of a small animal or
Okay.
fake odor.
So you do that.
Okay, so my intention is to try to deceive them into thinking there's something there. So
Look, what's over there?
So the spell has verbal and somatic components to it as well. So
okay,
what verbal and somatic components are you going to use? What do you do?
so I am trying to be a little bit sneakier than usual about this. So I normally have like sticks in my pockets or as a spell component.
Okay.
And so I'm going to take a couple behind my back, and that's going to be the somatic
Okay.
component. Is I'm going to break them, just snap them behind me, kind of sneakily, and then the verbal component. I'm going to wait just a second and then look at Henry and ask him, do you hear that?
Sounded like twig snapping. There's a lot of snapping twigs going on. It's a jungle.
Yeah, it is a jungle. I'm just gonna go take a look, if you don't mind.
I think okay. So I'll get you to roll a deception check,
Okay.
and they're gonna do sense motive.
Actually, you know what? Can I use port and roll for his sense motive?
Yes.
Ah.
May.
Perfect.
What's the roll? What's the
2.
roll?
You got a 2.
That's a good portent. That is a good portent.
I don't know if you should be able to because you're not there, but you know what? You're close enough. I think I'll allow it. Sure.
That's a good point. I'll remember that for future, though. Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, he says, okay, but be right back. We have things to discuss.
Okay. And so I am going to quietly but steadily walk my way into the forest behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to get just deep enough that I'm not sure that I think that they can't see me. So I'm kind of looking over my shoulder.
Yep.
And I'm going to wild shape into a snake.
And then you're going to saw. Uh,
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm.
go ahead and roll a spell check with the snake stats.
Snake stats. Okay. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, so, but that's +3, so that'll be.
You know what?
an 8
I
then.
will give you advantage just because you had the setup with the deception.
Okay.
So you can roll again.
Okay, so that's 14 +3, so that'll be 17.
Excellent. All right. So there you go. You successfully sneak away as a snake, but you don't know where the rest of the party is.
That's true.
Yenben, can you roll? Or are you back with watching the Flaming Fist again? I believe.
Yeah, I was watching Lila more than anything else.
Okay,
So
so
I
yeah,
would've
we'll
watched her
say that you
sneak out
can
into
tell
the
where
thing.
Lila is. You can rendezvous with her and get everybody back on track. Okay, cool.
And Ben shows back up at the camp with like a big ass snake across his shoulders.
Oh no!
Flashback. Hannah, no.
Or just. I
Right.
actually have to interpose that she's shifted into a small poisonous snake, so it looks like a very squiggly, long, skinny, green kind of snake.
Very good.
Tree snake or ground snake?
So that's your current.
Necklace?
I don't know. Would you call it like a scarf? Is
I'd call it a snake.
Accoutrements.
it like a snarf because it's a snake scarf?
That is my current snarf. Yes.
That is your snark. Yes. So then the fairy dragon shows up.
We went from snarf to snark.
Yep. To Spike. He says,
Oh.
"Hello, adventurers.
Welcome back.
Yes, it's our friend.
I'm
Hello.
here to answer you two more of your. I don't recognize the snake. Is the snake new?
Sort of. All right, walk and talk. Walk and talk.
Hacking up camp. Hacking up camp.
Yeah. So, what would you like to ask us? Or ask me, rather.
Hold on 1 minute. We'll reconnoiter with Frul and Gondolo so that we have the map
Mm-hmm.
within easy reach. Frul, I need that. I don't care if it's in Frul's hands or not.
Yeah.
I will take him by both hands and just bring him over to in front of Spike and I.
All right.
Now, I presume the heart of Ubtao about here is somehow in some way linked to this soul curse.
Okay. What's your question?
Oh, you are good. Yanbin was secretly hoping to sneak in an extra answer. Well
Thank you for
played.
letting me know what you assume.
And a miss.
Swing and a miss. Well, unfortunately, we don't really presume much. That was just an effort to glean an answer. So I guess where precisely on this map is the source of the soul curse that seems to be reigning over this land and most of Faerun?
Hold on. I gotta double check something.
And he's holding the map out for Spike to point to.
Yeah, I gotta actually make sure that. I gotta double check what this guy knows.
And that's valid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that is a good question that you guys are not ready for the answer to.
You're not the boss of that, Mr. DM.
Then
Okay,
why give us a creature that might know? Give us a reasonably knowledgeable
so far we found.
Okay,
Where's
so
zero?
I will say I don't know myself. However, I do know where you might be able to find that answer. I can't go giving you just 2 non-answers. That doesn't seem fair.
Seems fair to me. So whereabouts do we go to find the answer to the question?
Question number 3. Thank you. That would be
Son of a bitch.
Oralunga.
We have a destination now. That's better than
That's-
0 destinations.
Most of the questions were running about like that.
Yeah. So he says there is a creature in Oralunga that if you are pure of heart or some garbage, they will answer. They are very smart and they might be able to help you. They're very likely to be.
Or a
You have to
Lunga?
climb the temple, and that's the hard part.
Oralunga.
That's on the opposite side of the map.
It is on the exact opposite side of the
Would
map.
that be familiar to Yenben?
It would be. You would have heard about it. You have a general idea of kind of the area that it's in, but you've
Yeah.
probably never been there yourself.
That's valid. Interesting. Well, seems like we have to cross an entire fucking peninsula to get there.
That'll be next week's mission, I suppose.
I do wonder if we could maybe catch up to that boat
You mean the people
or
we
wait
just?
for it to come back.
You mean the flaming fist that we? Is this Ferul or Gondola speaking?
This is for Rule saying that.
Okay.
I mean, the boat's just chartered by the Flaming Fist. It doesn't mean that they're owned by the Flaming Fist, right? They were hired by the Flaming Fist.
Yeah, it doesn't seem exactly prudent to go around those folks that we were not provided the information to purchase tickets from. 'Cause they're probably going to go back to that boat and wonder how the fuck 4 other people showed up.
They probably have plenty of their own business to worry about first. I mean,
Really?
we will want to go finish our treasure hunt, of course. And then we come back to Port Castiglia and see if we can flag down the ship.
That works for now. Let's go find this dragon treasure first, and then go from there.
We'll need some
One
cash just to
step
get
at a
across the
time.
Okay, thanks
entire
for the
mountain.
fun night. Talk to you all
Okay.
later. Bye-bye!
Ah, Spike.
And then he just goes and sparkles away.
Be seeing you.
Goodbye, my friend. There's a little tear runs down John's face.
Mike likes you guys. That's not good.
That's why I said be seeing you. I have a sinking suspicion that you like playing Spike, and
You know what?
we're gonna
Fairy
see.
dragons and pixies, if they like you, you get more attention from them. Their attention is usually in the form of pranks.
I ain't mad at it.
So,
All right, so walking and talking. Lila, where was the flaming fist headed off to?
And I don't know if as a snake, I don't believe I can understand human speech.
so you
But I
can
do know that
understand human speech.
Oh, I can?
You know
You
what?
maintain your mental faculties.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Here,
Well,
we're gonna cast speak with animals.
Right.
well, but before you do that, I'm just going to look up at you and stick my tongue out.
Right. Speak with animals.
Doesn't translate. It's just her sticking her tongue out at you.
Just snake tongue.
And he will reiterate once speak up.
I
Anyway,
believe Yen Ben
okay,
was asking,
so-
where were the Flaming Fist headed?
Where were they going? They were going. Here, let me move this.
I think we already knew they were going to Mesra, right?
Yeah, they were going to
Okay.
Mesra. Sorry, I was just trying to look at my map. Yeah, so they're definitely going to Mesro. They suspect that I have party members who are not chartered, so you can bet they'll try to bring some gold out of us if they see us again.
We got to go the long way around or the short way around?
Well,
Well, where are we going?
South.
what is Mesro?
Generally?
That's right. It's another
Yep.
ruin, isn't it?
It's another ruin, kind of like Port
Yeah.
Particular.
Sure, we want to go directly south for another
think
week
you
or so.
And go directly south in this particular hex tile. You'll have to go southwest, and then you're basically heading to Mesro anyway.
So our options are: we go faster than the Flaming Fist and avoid them, cut straight through Mesro, and then duck around near Atasmuhaha.
Hmm.
What even is a Tasmahaha?
Yeah, Farul, what is Atasmuhaha?
Excellent question. Should be able to look this up in here.
Well, while that's happening, we can decide to, since they are a big group of people, and they would assumably move slightly slower. Because we have dinosaurs, so they should in the jungle easier than a bunch of soldiers in armor, allegedly.
I wouldn't exactly call them awesome at jungle living either.
So if we double time it for 2 days, we might be able to outpace them 2-3 days.
Atasmuhaha is just a blip on the map. It's another ruin. There's a statue, some small stuff.
Okay.
I mean, there's a way across that chasm there on the map. Through Tasmahaha.
All right.
Yes.
I guess we would have to see.
I guess it's a
That would
ruin.
probably be the best place to cross that chasm would be at Atasmuhaha.
So that is 3, 4, 5 days, 5 hexes of travel. So
So
3
it could be
days if we hoof it.
3 days, yeah.
3-4 days if we hoof it. What y'all say? Get the
Well-
let out?
I suppose so, but I would like to point out that if we get ahead of them, and if we're going fast, we might leave tracks, and they might get suspicious and use that because they like money, so they might think that people going through the jungle will have more money than an abandoned place. Try to just track us down.
So we have to be
They will
very
try to
careful.
track us if they see any indication.
Fair enough. I can be in charge of ruining our trail behind us, make it harder for us to be followed.
Well,
So then, does
and
that
when
mean
I'm
you
not
want
being a snake, I
me
can.
and Gondolo to navigate?
Only if you promise not to fuck it up.
I make no such promises.
Well, I can't do 2 things, so
And can I also? I think I should also do some foraging
You won't be able to forage if we're hoofing it.
while we're on the way.
If we're moving
Yeah,
speedy, there's no
okay.
foraging. So we'll actually get to use some of these rations.
Well, I guess that's what we've been saving them for then, hey?
That's something else to bring up. When we're hoofing it, Zongo and Banana Candy can't graze either. So we have to give them rations as well.
Out of character question. Really?
Hmm.
Oh shit. Well, we don't have roughage. Was that?
I'm not going to make you guys count. Rations are rations, but
Okay.
the amount consumed is based on size category.
Okay, so they will consume double the rest of us.
Zongo is huge.
They will consume 3 times the rest of us.
4.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so that may be a problem.
Up to this point, I'm saying that Ferul and Gondolo have been giving the dinosaurs their rations, but Ferul and Gondolo have run out.
All
So
right.
they're going to have to start dipping into the party food.
Okay. Well, we could probably hoof it for one day. We have 2 people who can cast Goodberry.
How much food and water do we have in rations right now?
Well, I have a shit ton of rations.
Mm-hmm.
I have 21.
Oh, all right. Yes.
And in terms of water, we still have 100 gallons that have not been touched.
Are you tracking the rations for the entire group or just for yourself?
Rations I've only been tracking for me.
Yeah, I've been tracking my own rations.
Okay, good.
Water I've been tracking as like everybody.
Yeah.
And I still have that we have 100 extra gallons.
Yeah,
Because
so
we've been catching rain every night, basically. So
dinosaurs will need to be drinking water too if you're
enough.
moving that fast. So yeah,
Because we really only need to move fast enough just for a
Like a day
day
or
or
two.
two, just enough to get past Mesro, and then we can take it easy.
so let's see. We've got Zongo is going to consume 8.
Or
so
we just
the dinosaurs eat 10 rations and 20 gallons.
Wait,
Yeah,
no,
20
it's-
gallons a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, or we could just wait a day and let the Crimson Fists or the Flaming Fists or whatever go ahead, and then we won't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Until they turn around
But
and
is there
start
something
heading
in
back.
Mesro that
We
they
could go
want?
back to Port Castigliar and loot some more.
I don't think there's a whole lot left in that ruin. And it could be crawling with even more of them that came off that ship.
But the ship left. The ship sailed south. Probably going to Ishao.
But there's nothing saying that all of the ones that were with me were everyone that came off the ship.
Well,
That's fair.
probably we saw only the couple boats showed up, and the big boat left.
Yeah,
It's only
if
been a
there's
couple
stragglers,
days.
we can also just knock them out, right? I mean,
Besides, does anyone know how
Okay,
to
well,
tow a boat?
Yeah.
We take the
No, it can't be that hard. You stick the oar in the water and you wave it around and you move. I've
but they
seen it.
did.
Well,
They were kind of small looking, though. I look over to the dinosaurs. Probably
I
not.
don't think the dinosaurs would fit new.
no.
Maybe we could get Zong to straddle both boats and use that.
Yeah, and then we all end up in the water. That sounds like a great plan. So, here's my thinking. If we cut out wide, at a little bit east,
Mhm.
away from where they were going, they said they were headed to Mesro.
Mhm.
We cut out wide of Mesro, skip it entirely, swing around, and hope they are not also heading to a Tazmuhaha.
hmm.
Or we get ahead of them, sacrifice some rations, cross the Tazmuhaha, and from there we can set up a camp maybe. See what we have going for us there. Maybe replenish some rations ahead of them, or at worst, be in a favorable position on the other side of a bridge.
Either one sounds like a good plan.
How limber is everyone feeling? We everyone up for a run?
And Ben looks down at his legs. They're like up to your chest. Yeah, I think I can manage.
I thought bugbears had shorter legs but longer arms.
Oh, maybe it's just, I thought they're just described as long limbed.
Oh,
I thought it was just short body, long gangly limb.
maybe they have long.
I am
legs,
Slender
too.
Man.
Hey,
Love it.
John, are legs limbs?
But fuzzy.
yes,
Fantastic.
yes, I think they are.
You could be considered long-limbed even if not all of your limbs were long.
Semantics. Regardless.
Those are my specialty, and you know it.
Neurospicy is strong.
Because I do, out of character, you know that if we do the speedy, there's going to be like the DC is like what 25 not to get lost.
20.
20. And
Or-
that you need, and what's the
wait.
DC to be to actually move those
No.
two speeds?
Wait.
That there's like
Sorry, I
two
gotta double
things.
check this because I don't want to.
I think it's 15.
But I thought it was ridiculously high. That's why we kind of just kept going slow. Because we tried it once and then got lost.
Travel rule. So it is a DC 15 check not to get lost at a normal pace, and it is a DC 20 not to get lost at a fast
Okay.
pace. If you move at a fast pace, then you roll a D4, and there's a 50-50 chance that you go that you get the extra tile.
But it could be in the wrong direction.
No. If you get lost, then you
Oh.
could go in the wrong
Right.
direction.
Okay. But then you only go one square. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I think and that's a
Right.
survival check, right?
It is a survival check to navigate while you're.
Do we want to just Here's the
So-
other option. We move stealthily.
Mhm. And slow down.
And keep an eye out for those flaming fists.
If you were to go a slow pace, then the DC is reduced by 5, and you get advantage on stealth checks and foraging.
Okay. Now we're talking.
Well, I don't think we need foraging yet because we're still pretty full stocked up on everything.
No, but having advantage on stealth, if we're trying to avoid those guys, that could be. I mean, if we're trying to sneak around them,
Only
Like,
until Mesro, then hoof it.
yeah.
I'm good with that.
What do you think?
So a slow pace.
I mean,
I don't imagine they'd go that far off track to chase after some random people who didn't have their passport.
What I don't want to do is run into them unawares in the middle of a trailhead.
Well, that could happen anyway.
exactly.
We're going to run into something unaware.
But if we are going slowly and carefully, we will see them before they see us.
That's that.
Mhm.
And that gives us two. That gives us a choice:
So the
avoid or destroy.
thing that happens when you're going slow is it is the opposite. If you have advantage on all this stuff, but there is only a 50-50 chance that you make progress at all.
Fair enough.
And so, yeah, I guess even if we don't make it, then we know that they're already ahead of us, way far away. And if we don't,
Yeah.
and if we do, then we could just keep going. So let's try being sneaky.
I'm good with that.
Let's see what
Hey,
happens.
I think
Yeah,
I hear them over here.
Wait, are you actually saying that?
Mhm.
I can't tell if that was in character or you making a joke.
I think we should
Often,
go, guys.
since you hear somebody say, "I found a trail. Maybe they're
All
this way."
Okay, thank you. I thought you were just being a smartass.
I mean, I can be both.
Yeah, but you'll have to give it to our characters. Okay, time to leave.
Time to leave right now.
And
I agree.
All right, so now let's do our navigation survival check, our morning checklist, right? So before we start rolling for that stuff, I'm just going to roll for rain. But the water's already filled, right? So,
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, here we go. Typhoon, hurricane,
sorry,
raining cats and dogs.
Which day is it actually?
13?
Eh?
We're
Oh,
in-
right. No,
I have-
it would be close to 13.
I have 13 uses because I already wrote down today's use of the insect repellent, so I'm at 13.
But it would be counting down from 20.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make sense because it's been more than 10 days.
We had night of day 10.
You guys made it to Port Castigliar at day 10. So I think we're on day 11.
Morning day 11. I think we're day 12.
Okay, sure.
Day 12.
Let's call it.
Did I might have doubled up on the use.
Maybe you marked twice by accident.
Maybe. I will defer to you.
Okay. Well, 12 sounds okay. So we
Okay,
want to do
that
our
means-
rules for. Well, what's going on with this?
Oh yeah,
plan?
weather.
So that means that it's heavy rainfall, and there's a 25% chance that it is worse.
Cool.
Heavy rainfall, you gain 1.5 gallons of water in each rain catcher. So times 5, that becomes 7.5 gallons. And everybody drinks water, so it evens out.
Awesome. So we basically just don't use any water today.
And you guys moved at a slow pace yesterday, so Zongo and Banana Candy were drinking from that. Cool. So we're moving now, so everybody mark off your rations, mark off your water, mark off your insect repellent. And then who's navigating? Who's navigating? Who's stealthing? What's the plan?
I think I have probably the best stealth, so I will be covering our tracks and stealthing.
Rule and Gondolo will probably do. They could either do perception or help you or navigate.
How good is Lila? Lila should be good at navigating, right?
Probably.
Lila, you know these jungles, all right?
I have a good. I can survive pretty good.
Good.
I can perceive.
I can do that.
I'll keep a lookout.
So Ferul and Gondolo are going to help Yenben and Lila with their checks and give them advantage.
So do Andy?
And what pace did we say we were going at? Slow?
Slow and stealthy.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then John
So
and I are on lookout.
I've actually
So
already
you
got
already have
advantage.
advantage with that. And so does Lila. Actually, no, the DC is just lower for Lila. So you're still gonna... So,
Yep.
Lila, you have to beat a DC 10 on your navigation check. And go ahead and roll those perception checks as well. Woo!
Nice.
Love it!
So
I'm gonna roll a D4. On a 3 or a 4, you move a hex. On a 1 or a 2, you stay in the hex that you're in.
Even on a nat 20. Darn. Hey!
You know what? On a nat 20 and a 4, that's really good.
We found the equivalent of a
give
deer
it to you.
trail.
You guys got on a nat 20 and a D4. I'm gonna say you guys found a way across Kitcher's Inlet.
Ooh, okay.
So you get 2 hexes
There's a fallen log or something.
right there. Yeah.
Storm knocked it
Now
just
across
out,
the river.
just for us.
You don't have to go to Mesro at all.
Good
Nice.
eyes there, Lila. You do know these jungles. I'm impressed.
thanks.
Very nice.
As we're all
let's
drenched in
roll.
rainwater.
Yeah, it's
The dice
rainy,
have
it's
decided.
miserable. And I'd say the rain is probably going to cover your tracks, and it's going to make it harder for you guys. But now we roll for encounters. No encounter. On a 15 or higher, there's an encounter. No encounter. Okay. So now it's time for long rest. Who's on watch?
So we're at evening of day 12.
Yeah.
Um,
Any conversation? Actually, before we do that, are there any conversations that people want to have on the route? En route? While they're getting pelted with rain.
I think Yenben is just wet dog looking miserable motherfucker right now.
I don't know if the rain is good for conversation. The heavy rain, and also trying to be sneaky as well.
It's like kind of
So-
shouting over the thunder and everything. Yeah.
Not a good place for
Fair
conversation.
enough.
I imagine the tufts at the end of Yenben's ears are just hanging straight down, and it looks very depressing. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as it started raining, I unsnake myself because being an exothermic creature, that would just be
Oh, yeah.
miserable. So I come out of my snake and I'm just like, I've got wet cat energy.
With your like bear
Like,
fur hood and everything. Oh
Really?
man, that would
Fuzzy
smell. I would get
John is just the opposite, and he's just going around to everyone and being like, "Hey, Lila, how's it going?
just obnoxiously social.
What's it like being a snake? Sorry, I can't hear you. Yeah, we'll talk later."
So this goes on for 8 hours as you walk through the miserable rain.
it's a
everything.
trudge.
Yeah. I think that's the most rain we've rolled.
I think the rain's growing on me. I'm getting used to it.
Wait a second. Does Mordai not hate something about this jungle?
It hasn't done anything yet. It's growing on me, and Ben, it's growing.
That's what they said before the rain happened or the flood happened in Jumanji. Careful.
What's a Jumanji?
That was an out of character question. That was not in Yenben's voice, or out of character statement. That was not in Yenben's voice.
You suddenly start hearing drums.
Oh. No.
Actually,
wrong jungle.
actually, as Lila's gonna cast the druid crap cantrip and make some large animal noises, like some large animal stomping noises.
Rude. That's so rude. Not cool.
Oh, wait a minute. Is Lila a prankster as well? I know a dragon that might be fun to have. Hey, John. When Spike shows up, we should bring in Lila too.
Hey, yes, that's a good, perfect idea. Especially with Lila's animals.
Mhm.
It's quite the party.
All right.
Absolutely.
So, let's make camp. Who is on first watch, second watch, etc., etc.
I will take first watch and try to maybe funnel off some of the water away from camp.
Yenben was probably up all night trying to keep an eye on Lila, so I think he's going to crash if possible.
Yeah, I could take a watch.
All right, go ahead and roll perception checks for first watch.
Right. So what Lila? I don't know what Lila. You sleeping or are you taking first or second watch? So Mordai's got first watch.
Do you?
I guess John's got second. Hey Lila,
I'll take
who are you gonna
first
hang out
watch.
with? Come on over.
I'll come hang out with you, Mordai.
Then
Imagine you guys just have like a tarp set up, and there's no use trying to start a fire tonight. There's no
excuse you. I can.
Before the day ends,
Okay,
we should talk to Syndra Sylvain.
probably a good idea.
Mm.
Yep. What would you like to talk to Cinder Sylvain about?
Oh, right, the boss lady.
Well,
Yeah.
probably a couple things, including we were directed towards Oralunga, and what the fuck is there?
Oh
Also, sorry, I should be saying this in Yenben's voice. We were directed to Oralunga, and what the fuck is there? Also, the Night Hag doesn't seem to be bothering us anymore, and the Flaming Fist are really being a pain in the ass.
Meanwhile, I'm just holding the stone out to absorb this message.
Well, no one was counting. I don't know how many words that was. You only get 25.
The Flaming Fist is a real pain in the... I have no idea.
I mean, we could say it cuts out there.
Gets the point across.
So what was it? Ask about
Yeah.
Oralunga. The Flaming Fist and the Night Hag not bugging you anymore?
Sure. We here, but I could, if you're holding it out for Yenbin to actually speak into it, I could actually do a real message.
Yeah.
A fairy dragon directed us toward Orlunga for the soul curse. I forgot the other aspect of what I was going to say.
Night Hag.
Oh yeah, the night hag no longer seems to be a problem, and the flaming fist are a pain in the ass. Hey. Oh.
Something like that, yeah. So you got 2 and the Flaming Fist. But,
I got close.
I think she can fill in the blanks on that.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
And the flaming fist, just as a concept.
Yeah. Oh,
Not
they
great
ran
people.
into the Flaming Fist. I know exactly how that went.
Yeah. They either have a bounty on their heads from the flaming fist now,
Yeah.
or they're broke.
So, oh no, did you have a charter? Or a charter?
I was going to say charter's one word.
It's hard to count. It's hard to count words instead of syllables sometimes. What do you mean that the Night Hag isn't a problem? I will look into Orlunga for you.
Perfect. Nailed it.
My brain can't process numbers and words at the same time.
Here's the thing. Common.
No, Brad, you do not have me because I have my preview of my face covering your camera so that I don't get distracted by you.
Here's the thing. Common, not English. So
That makes it more confusing.
not really, because if we're off by a half dozen words, who cares? Because they could have different contractions or different whatevers.
Fair.
Like, one sentence that's not nah. And for
The
anyone who's
spirit of
listening
the
to this, that
stone,
was
as it were.
a gesture.
Yeah. Anyway,
It could be more like German, where they just like compound words. Who knows?
Yeah, they just really love.
It could be any of those things. It could be great.
anyway, I'm
Or it
going to
could be
roll
like
your
Hawaiian.
encounter now.
Lots and lots of little words.
Oh, right. I guess Lila and I are on.
Do
Nothing happens.
we get to respond to her, or do we have to wait till tomorrow?
Can't wait till tomorrow.
Just one message each way. It was getting confusing otherwise.
Okay. All right.
Not really.
Who else is doing perception checks for the watches?
I'm doing a
Lila.
second watch.
Oh, me. 1 second, sorry.
I'm going to re-roll for weather to see if the weather lightens up. Okay, it does lighten up. It's more manageable. You guys can actually talk.
That's a persuasion.
Oh, sorry.
It
I think
is
it's technically the
a
same.
medium
Oh, no, it's not.
rainfall right now.
Ooh, okay. It lightened up.
I try to convince myself it's not.
Don't mind me. I
The
did
DM
finally
is fighting
fly.
ghosts.
No, there was a fly that was buzzing around. I don't know if you guys actually could hear it, but I'm pretty sure it even flew past my mic at one point.
That sounds annoying.
So anyway, cool. So you guys don't see anything. Do you guys talk about anything during your watch?
So, Lila, about this whole druid magic thing. So apparently that you have to like learn that, because I like learning magic. Magic's cool. It just gets downloaded directly into me. And then apparently you got to do like years? That seems like a lot of wasted time. As I'm saying this, I'm create a small bonfire to try to dry off a little bit.
Talking like that, you sound more like a sorcerer than a
I
warlock.
was going to say, charisma character asks question to directly insult druid. Discuss.
Yeah, kind of.
I'm not wrong.
You're not. You're just an ass. No.
It was a miserable day. I'm a little cranky. I'm sorry.
Ken Ben's asleep. This is just me being a peanut gallery. Anyways, I'll shut up now.
Lila still thinks this is funny as well, and says, and I'm just gonna say, Mordai, you don't get to pick which spells you learn. You don't get to decide what gets downloaded into your head or when it gets downloaded. At the very least, in Druid training, I got to choose. I learned not only spells that I wanted to learn, some from my dad, but I also learned about the jungle, and I learned about the spirits of nature, and I learned about different ways of thinking than the orky side, but ways that made me feel just as much at home. Also, can I just totally ask you something off topic right now, Mordai?
Oh, absolutely. Probably take 10.
What? How do you feel about John's hand?
It feels a little off. I've never seen anything like it before, but I've also never seen a lot of things before. But it just,
Yeah,
it's an edge, unnatural. But as I gesture the jungle, this place, it's got a weird vibe to it. I don't like it.
it does have a weird vibe.
Yeah, if I could kind of just brush it away. No offense to you. You know, it's your home and everything.
I mean, some
but,
taken.
my apologies, but you know, I'm sure if I grew up here, I would better too. But outside looking in, man, I can't wait to leave. This rain.
There are better parts and worse parts. I'll say that. And I mean, I don't enjoy being rained on quite that thoroughly. I guess I'm asking you about John's hand because I like him and he seems like a good person to have in a party. And I'm glad we found him, but his hand, it's undeadish. And I don't know how to feel about that. Is it going to spread?
I was going to ask you the same thing. Is it contagious? How?
Is he going to be okay?
I'm afraid I don't know the answers to that. You probably know more than I do about the whole undead thing.
Could I maybe do either an arcana or like an insight to, or even medicine, whatever you think is best, to try and see if I know anything about this type of
Partial undeading?
weird hands? Yeah, partial undeading.
I'd say make an Arcana check. I mean, a severed limb is dead, so it makes sense that it can become undead without necessarily affecting the host. That's kind of all you got.
But it's also, I guess, Mordai, the thing that worries me is it's not connected to him, but it seems to have a mind of its own.
I suppose so, but John did startle me the other time. He said he could see through it, so there is some sort of connection there. See and hear through it. Spooked me. I thought he was getting attacked by the night hag.
Oh.
So is that a positive thing or a negative because they're connected? Can life beat undeath with connection of magic? Is that how magic works? Oh no, I'm gonna finish John resting. I was gonna ask him about that. He says he reads a lot of books, so
Wow. He seemed about as surprised as we were.
yeah, well, hopefully once we able to get back to a town or something, any place that has nice big walls, civilization, a roof, chairs.
My kingdom for a roof.
I
You
wouldn't
hear
mind
Ferrul
pillows.
in the background trying to like cover himself so he's not soaked.
Is there a magic for moving houses? Is that a thing?
For houses to move, or magic to do when you move them?
All of the above? Is that a thing? Can we
Yes.
okay. That would be, this would make this jungle thing a whole lot easier if we could just get to a place and just magic house.
I might be able to research that type of spell and learn it. I've heard of this kind of thing.
Yeah. Let me know how I can help. If I can help. Is that a thing we can
Oh.
do? Can we double magic? I'll reach over to Lila and like channel some eldritch energy and be like, ooh, does work?
Yeah, like let's
And if myself as Lila, if he has eldritch energy, I have sort of like this very vegetal and or
Right.
jungly type of energy, and so I feel like they would kind of react like oil and water in a little spell ball of just
I would like you both to make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Okay.
12 and a 17.
I would say you both get the feeling that depending on how you channel this energy, they may resist each other and interact like oil and water, or it could be more like baking soda and vinegar.
Neat. Kaboom.
interesting.
Oh. That usually happen?
I haven't had it happen before, but I have a feeling if we keep messing around with it, we might be able to make something interesting.
Yay, magic. Yep, so let's put a note in that. Put a pin in it.
Yeah.
All right. So
Can I
next
just
watch.
be awkwardly standing behind them when this is happening, going,
Well, what I was thinking was actually that as you two end your conversation about John, Retitherus, like dramatic irony, neither of you notice him, but the audience, the
you didn't-
camera would pan to show Retitherus like going back to hiding behind a stump and then going over to John as if he had heard everything. That was kind of what I was thinking.
Makes sense. With a perception of 6 and 10, I can see that.
Yeah, we didn't run into trouble yet, but
You're
we
talking
didn't
about
get
magic,
everything either.
concentrating on the bonfire just to try to
Mhm.
stave off the jungle chill, the rain chill. I don't know how cold jungles get at night.
John, would you rather that you were standing there and heard it? We can go with that.
Or I was thinking, you know what? How about the hand hears it, crawls up to me. That's what wakes me up from my watch. So I come over and I just see them touching tips where they're going like. I'm like, sorry to bug you guys, but I don't want to ruin your moment. But you guys
The
can,
change time already?
yeah. I don't know how wizards. Well, I do, but never mind. Yeah, I'll take over if you guys are ready.
Sounds good.
Yes, I am ready for naps.
Scream really loud if bad things are happening.
Yes, sir. Enjoy your sleeps.
So then it's time for John and Yenben to take watch. You guys talk about anything?
Oh, I thought. Okay, sure.
Oh, I thought Yenben was doing a full night because
I thought I was doing a full night because it's been a couple days.
Oh, okay. Then
Yen's
never
had a
mind.
full
Then
night, and he was definitely up all of last night.
it's John and John and Rotiferous.
It's John and
They have-
Rotiferous, yeah.
They have the thing.
I mean, one of the scouts. It could be John, Ferrul, and Gondola if you want. They've
that
been
wouldn't be bad.
sleeping all night, every night.
Yeah,
They've
they
been great.
deserve to have some bags under their eyes. At this point, you could see the bags under Yenben's eyes through the fur.
Yeah. Yep.
My dude just needs a nap, man.
Yep. Totally.
It's interesting because I don't think actually John even knows Thurl and Gondolo because he wasn't there at the beginning.
No,
It's fair. He needs to get acquainted with
he does.
them.
Yeah.
So this
Do I
this
want to get
whole,
acquainted with them?
hand thing that you have going on. Is that
Yes. Rotiferous.
how's that going? That you like your friend there, your handy?
Well,
buddy?
it's interesting. At first, I was a little worried, but I still felt a connection, and now I'm learning that I can kind of control some more things than I thought about him. And honestly, it's very nice. It's very handy to have him around.
He gives
yes.
me the creeps. I'm sorry.
Do you guys have any idea of why he would be doing this though?
There's so much undead in this place. I honestly, my best bet is maybe your hand got bit by a ghoul, but then it wouldn't be listening to you now, would it?
Yeah, that's a good.
So
It's a
I don't
good
know,
guess,
man.
but yeah, I don't know either. The connection is interesting. So I have a question. See, I guess you know that I haven't been with this group, but I can tell that you and this group are not very close with each other.
Whatever do you mean? We've been bonding over our shared tragedies of being rained on endlessly and such.
Oh yes, but there feels like some contention whenever the group speaks to you and back and forth. I suppose my question is just, are you guys on good terms or not?
I have no problem with anyone. I don't know what you're talking about.
How about the other fella?
My name is Gondolo.
Mandolo,
Thank
it's
you.
nice to meet you. My name is John Chaseel.
It's a pleasure. But no, I don't think either of us have any bad blood.
Okay.
Yenben can be annoying and judgmental, but
Yes, he kind of scares me a little bit.
I think his bark is worse than his bite. I don't think he'd actually let anything happen to us.
They see
At least
what he
I hope not.
Tiger?
They weren't there for that.
No, I know. I'm just teasing.
Well, yes, I suppose I could trust your judgment. You seem like very fine characters. Characters that are out to make a decent wage and a decent living is what I see. And well,
Farul looks a little bit listless, a little bit kind of depressed at why he's here.
oh,
At the mention of that.
is that not what you would consider yourself then?
We are treasure hunters and adventurers, and we love it.
And
Don't we, Gondola? Yep. Farul was the son of a noble back in Baldur's Gate, and so he wanted to come to Chult to seek our fortune, and he took me along, and I'm grateful for it. Can't say it's been easy, though.
No fortune yet, hey?
No.
Yeah.
Can't say we've made our fortune yet.
Yes. Well, if it's any consolation, I am from a rich family myself, but yet here I am in the forest with...
Yes, so why did you come here? Are you seeking fortune as well, or is it more something else?
Well,
something more personal?
It's a little bit of a family matter, I feel like, unfortunately...
Well, don't let me intrude. I'm sorry if it...
Oh, honestly, it's probably good to get off my chest, but I feel like as though I was being held back in my studies, and I fear that it may have been something that my father was behind, but this opportunity arose. The teacher discussed with my father to send me on this adventure to help me gain some real world experience, and I am using it as a chance to prove myself to my family. But it's not going so well so far. I mean, I'm not even with the original group I was with. I don't even know if most of them are still living, to be fair, but
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yes, we'll see. Well,
I'm sure the practical experience, I'm sure, will be advantageous.
I do feel more powerful every day.
So it's already working.
It is.
Really? I mean, in an experience-based system, I feel like
Yes,
what's even the point of going to school? Everyone
day.
should just go kill a bunch of goblins out and that's how you level up. So
I feel like
do you
another
want to be a level
YouTube
20?
DM said something like that.
Yeah, that's totally funny.
Oh no,
But
the
it is
fourth wall.
hilarious
It's just
commentary.
shaking. Don't say anymore if you don't want to
Photos
spray.
are falling down.
Yeah.
Quickly change topic.
Just everyone's nose starts bleeding a little bit. Like,
Just like a raised eyebrow image of like Deadpool just kind of ekes itself onto the screen ever so
Nah.
briefly, like.
it'd be Brennan Lee Mulligan. It'd be Brennan Lee Mulligan for sure.
Yeah.
For
anyone wondering why I'm laughing, Brad, our technomancer, just screamed out, "Don't tempt me."
Anyway, so we got to learn a little bit more about John tonight.
Yes.
So we got to learn a little bit more about John tonight. That's nice. So, when I mumble, you just need to listen better.
And
Sure.
a little bit
Okay,
more
yes.
about Farul and Gondolo.
So, morning of day 13, lucky number 13. I'm committing to it now. I'm not sure if it's accurate, but we're gonna go for it.
Someone's gonna die this day.
Oh, well, all
Hey,
right. Here we go.
everybody mark your food, water. Make sure to mark some off for the dinosaurs and for Farul and Gondola.
So it was a medium rain. Wouldn't we have completely replenished our water based on the rain catchers being out
would have
that we said?
gained 5
me-
gallons of water. So everybody mark the water that you drink.
Okay.
And then you gain 5. And everybody needs 2. So
2 to live.
yeah,
So
2
everyone mark
gallons per
1,
day.
basically.
And then because you moved at a slow pace, you don't have to give food or water to the dinosaurs. They were grazing.
Right.
Am I foraging?
We're not traveling yet.
So
I don't think.
we were sitting topped out at 100 gallons of water. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 12. It's 20 gallons per day, right? So we're down to 85 from when I was last here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so that's 12 gallons of water a day.
Plus how much for the dinosaurs? Or do they not count because they're
So
We were moving slow.
when you move slowly enough to graze,
right? Okay,
then they can just eat on their own.
got it. Okay, so we're at 88 gallons of water plus 5, 92, 93.
So now we can start moving. What pace do we want to move at today? Normal,
Cells
fast?
and the rations.
Probably just normal. We did our super sprint, so we should be good to go. To do
Yeah, that
Also,
was
mark off insect repellent. Sorry.
yes. Regular day. Now that we don't have to worry about.
I would agree.
fists.
Yep.
Okay. So who's navigating? Who's foraging? Who's doing what?
I mean, I'm happy to forage.
I will help with foraging.
Okay, so Lila, you get advantage.
I'll take
Who?
navigation with one of the guides, I guess.
Yep. So you can navigate with advantage.
I will percept.
Ooh.
All right, go ahead and roll that perception.
With advantage
And-
with the other guard? With the other guide?
Yes, with advantage there.
Oh, good.
I had to say it before that number popped up.
Well done.
So not a lot better actually.
Not a lot.
Oh, and don't forget to reroll your portents there, John.
Yeah, I rolled those.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Yenben, roll your survival check.
Yeah, just 1 second.
And with a natural 20 on your foraging check there, Lila, we'll say go ahead and roll 2d6 instead of 1d6
Oh, that's
to
better.
determine your rations.
Does
Just like a critical hit.
does a critical 1 or does a 1 on a portent roll count as a critical 1 if it's used?
Correct.
Okay.
When you use it, not on the portenting itself. You have foreseen a great failure.
Somebody gone goof.
All right. Cool. Nice. So with that 27, that's more than enough to move your tile. And we're moving southeast or southwest?
Let's go.
We go directly south?
I was going to say we can go directly south from this one, can't we?
Not from. Can we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it.
I'm looking at the lines. Oh yeah. So
Oh.
straight south. My bad.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay,
you move
perfect.
south. Cool. Let's roll encounters. Ooh, so close. No encounters today. All right. So then everybody makes camp. Do we want to
Cool.
just rush through and to the next day since we did so much RP already this session?
Sure. Unless we want to do another RP session, we can mix up the groups and have people talk if we want.
We can. Morta, I believe there was something you wanted to talk to Yenben about.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah,
Yes.
let's make camp for the evening of day
For the
13.
evening of day 13.
So I guess Yenben and Mordai can take first watch.
Yep.
Mr. DM can roll for weather for a rain.
Yes. I was supposed to do that in the morning, or no, I did that in the morning. I'll roll the I'll roll the rain in the morning. Right
Okay.
now, it's still the same from before.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, yeah.
So the sun sets and the weather is cool. There's a brief reprieve from all of the rain that's just been bludgeoning you for the past couple days. There's you come to a nice clearing. There's still a good canopy overhead. You hear the cicadas and wildlife. Nothing dangerous, but sort of a peaceful feeling because you've been going through such undead infested territory. You actually hear more signs of life here than you
Okay,
have
yeah.
the past few days. It feels populated and relaxing.
Hooray.
Okay. I think Yenben's
Nice.
just going to ever so quietly have a bunch of sticks, take that tiger's pelt that we have on the little fire, and prop it up and start smoking the underside of the hide to begin to start smoke tanning it.
Nice.
While Yenben's doing that, Mordai is going to make a little wall, to try to hide the fire, kind of deal. And then halfway through one, like, oh, Yenben, I totally forgot again, and again. But on Chult, have you ever heard of a place called the Witch's Knot?
Like, not with a K.
Not with a, like a...
Like, tie something up into a knot.
Yeah.
Only if you want to be racist against goblins.
Maybe? It was a message from my patron about being trapped. And either a place called Witch's Knot, a place called Witch's Snot, which is not.
Okay, well, a witch's knot is one of the more derogatory terms for the fetishes and implements of the trade of goblin shamans. It's what more holy folks would call a censer, like one of those things that swings for incense.
Sure, yeah.
That's those goblins who are a little less religious would call what the shaman swings. The actual object is the witch's knot.
See, so it's not a place, but more of an object?
Yep. And I mean, not an uncommon object either. Goblin shamans are not exactly a dime a dozen, but they're not hard to find, especially around here.
Sure, because we've been here for a while, and I don't think I think the only goblin I saw was actually back on Baldur's Gate. He was looking for work.
I forgot about that guy.
You realize bugbears are goblinoids, right?
Nope.
Fair enough. We are. I came up in a goblin tribe. The reason I'm adventuring in general is because I was kicked out of a goblin tribe.
Ooh, so me asking the next question is, to go see some goblins for those witches' knots might not be a good idea if you were kicked out.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
They're idiots. They thought I couldn't be stealthy. Seeing as, not exactly one who blends in with the night.
That is false. Is it correct? Is it correct terminology to say that I have seen you be sneaky, or I haven't seen you be sneaky? What's the correct terminology here?
I think both is correct in this instance.
Okay, we'll keep note of that.
I'm pretty easy to lose track of if you're not careful. But yes, back up in Yelyark, that is something that we would see as a witch is not.
How big were they? You said they could swing their hands, so like,
Yeah, swingable by a goblin.
It would vary, probably.
Yeah. These aren't all made in the same cast either. They're gonna change depending on the local goblin gods, the whatever, right? It's
are there
And
any?
you would probably also know they're not exclusive to goblins.
fair. And it could be any religious relic that swings incense around by anybody.
I was just going to ask if there were any goblins. You knew of any goblin camps nearby, so we can go check. But if it can be just anybody, it's going to make this search a real pain in the butt.
Also, I've never been down to this side of Chult. I'm from like northeast.
You mean you don't just take 3-week walks in the jungle just because?
Generally, no. You kind of want to stick to where you're good,
Fair enough.
so
I
you don't
understand.
die.
I understand. Do you think getting back to pork? I'm feeling hungry. My rations, they're no longer sustaining me. Port Nyanzaru would be quicker going back, or do you think it'll still be kind of a real pain?
I mean, we haven't exactly done anything but a direct trip. We got lost once,
So about the same?
if not longer,
No,
depending on which direction we decide to go.
that is unfortunate.
Now, my guess would be, quickest way back up to Port Nyanzaru is actually to go down to Ishao with the Dragon's Hoard of Gold and book a ship.
Mm-mm.
But we can burn that bridge when we come to it. At this point, we don't know what's going on.
All right. Fair enough. And then I think we could end our session with me asking Yendaben about, so why are you cooking the tiger's pelt?
Oh, I don't want any meat on it. Meat will attract bugs and predators and shit like that. I just want the skin on this underside to be a little bit tanned, so that it can be sold as a pelt or worn by our orc friend or used as a good blanket. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Honestly, it could be a pretty good blanket.
It would be a great blanket.
That'd be warm.
It might be too much blanket for Chult.
I don't know. It depends how waterproof it is. That's the
And-
most important part, right?
And would you get bonuses for being stealthy? If you're like burritoed up in it?
Not against humans.
I was going to say, only against zebras.
Only against wildlife. So, fun fact, actually, that I found out about tigers is the reason they are orange is because their typical prey don't have the same cones and rods as humans do. So, they can't really tell the difference between orange and green as easily as we can.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
That
their
makes
prey
sense.
actually sees green on green.
And then their stripes look like shadows.
Neat. Well, the more you know.
Yeah. So, I feel like that's as good a spot to end our session as any.
All right, deal.
We learned a lot. We learned
We did.
about witches' nuts. We learned about weird hands. We got away from the flaming fist. We learned about
Yay.
Orlunga. I think this has been very productive.
Yenben shared something personal for once.
Yenben does, in fact, have a backstory.
Yenben has a very detailed backstory.
I know he does.
He's just not a
And he's been doing his
person.
damnedest to survive long enough to share it.
One sentence at a time.
This is why I want to encourage you guys to do this stuff, is because Barbara and Kenna also had really awesome backstories.
Uh-huh.
So.
Rest in
Oh, yeah.
pieces.
So, thank you all for joining us. We'll see you again next time. And in the meanwhile, rest in pieces.
Rest in pieces.